Welcome to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. This is where you come to hear how wrestling should be talked about. Handsome Nick Hanlon. This is Kayfabe. Let us know what you think. Like and subscribe. Monday Night Raw. Handsome Nick Hanlon here, hanging out with my straps. Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. Again, this is where you come to hear how wrestling should be talked about. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, let us know why I'm right and you're wrong, all that stuff. We're talking Raw, May 18th, 2026. Can you believe we're in the roaring 20s? Interesting. Anyway, we're here going to talk about the ups, the downs, the side and the ups and downs, the highs and the lows here. Monday Night Raw. Let's go. We started off Raw with Adam Pearce and Roman saying he's going to fire Fatu. Roman wants to call him out first. He says he's got to handle some family stuff and then he can do whatever he wants with it. You know, Fatu jumps the gun, hits the ring and calls out Roman before anybody could do anything. Here comes the Usos. Jimmy wants to talk. Jay's got a chair. Everybody gets beat up. You know, Jay is just flipping out, wants to take him out, but Fatu says, he sees him coming with the chair and immediately Tonga death grip on him, takes out the Usos. Roman joins the party very slowly. Of course, he waited to see what would happen. He, of course, didn't try and rescue his family or anything. He waited till they were totally beat up and walked down very slowly. Very, very, very Roman Reigns. Finally, they get the upper hand on Fatu after, a lot of fighting. Tied him in the ropes, like 5 Superman punches, a spear. And as they're leaving, he's still getting up. He's not done. Fatu just took the most abuse I've ever seen by somebody ever. Chair shots, Superman punches, spears. And Fatu starts stirring as they're walking to the back. The Roman goes to Adam Pearce, do anything you want. Adam Pearce is just about to fire Fatu, and Fatu goes tribal. What is it? Tribal combat, he says. He invokes tribal combat. The winner has to, the winner's the champion and the head of the table. The loser has to acknowledge, as per the tribal rules. This isn't even WWE. No holds barred match. Anything goes. I believe it's going to happen at either Saturday night's main event or Clash in Italy. I'm not sure. But one hell of a way to start Raw, man. Wow. Now we got Finn Bálor versus JD in a street fight. Judgment Day feud with Finn. I guess this is just going to go on for a while. I guess, he had to have a few matches. I mean, it was an insane match. I mean, JD and Finn have known each other for so long, so they just seem so very comfortable. Very violent match. Chairs being slammed onto the steps. Finn and JD put on one hell of a show for a couple of guys that might have lost 50% of their pay. I'm surprised they didn't do this in a PLE or something, because this was pretty insane match. Dominic interferes, but there's no rules. JD super plexed Finn through a table off the top rope. That was insane. Backflip out of the audience. Trash cans, candlesticks, insane. Just bedlam. Crazy match. Somehow, Finn wins. He puts a garbage can on JD, hits the coup de grace on the garbage can while he's in it, pulls him out. Finn gets the win. Now, I don't know what this means for the feud. I don't know if we're going to keep going. We've already seen the Demon. He's beaten everybody. I mean, where do we go from here? I think Finn needs to move on. That's my opinion in this situation. WWE likes to milk it for everything it's worth. It's getting a little boring. I mean, you've beaten Dom, you've beaten JD. What are you going to fight? Live next? Like, what are we doing here? Just move on. You get into the Intercontinental title thing or the champ. Like, I mean, Finn Bálor is one hell of a wrestler. Sol Ruca calls out Becky. And she's hoping to have a match tonight. Becky is the best on the mic. She trashes the hell out of so many people, including Sol Ruca. Becky says, yeah, we'll have a match, but you're not ready. And we're not doing it tonight. We're going to do it at Saturday night's main event. And Sol says, yeah, I'll take that title off you. And Becky says, you're not ready for the title. Your prize is me. So we'll see what happens after you beat me. So I don't know if it's a title match, but I'll tell you what, Becky Lynch went up one side of her and down the other verbally. No contest verbally on who's better in that situation, but Becky Lynch is the greatest of all time. And like everybody says it, I've heard it. Like, Sports Illustrated says it, the BuzzFeed says it, Google says it. I heard Steve Jobs recently saying it. Donald Trump says she's the best. She's the best in the world. She's the best. Everybody tells me she's the best. Anyway, we got a triple threat tag match with all the Americanos again. I mean, can't we get some different AAA? I guess they're not all AAA people, but this is basically them trying to sell this mask versus mask. It was a fun match, tornado tag, so they're all in there. I don't know, what else can I say? A lot of luchador stuff, a lot of flippy floppies. Nothing storyline wise really for SmackDown, because this is all about AAA. Other than the fact that I assume Chad Gable will come back as Chad Gable as of the next couple of weeks, because I do assume he's going to lose. I don't know, but we'll see. Hell of a match. Seeing American Made doing some cannonballs off the top rope and doing like a springboard, steps up to the top rope and jumps out on everybody. Those guys are big dudes for doing that stuff. So hats off to them. Entertaining match. I don't want to see it anymore, but I know I just sound like I'm bitching. Judgment Day, I don't want to see it anymore. This, I don't want to see it anymore. Just move on. But we'll see what happens. I mean, if they put on a great match, they put on a great match. And it was a good match. I'm sure the kids loved it in the audience. All Ego gets an interview with Michael Cole, and All Ego Ethan Page writes all the questions for Cole. That was a really funny segment. I mean, it's just him talking about winning the Intercontinental Championship from a unfortunate Penta who doesn't come with the born gifts that Ego did. Some people have to work really hard, and some people are just naturally the best in the world. And All Ego Ethan Page says obviously he's the best in the world. So Rodriguez and Perez versus Page and Bella. Man, Rodriguez and Perez look top notch. My belt! Oh no! So let's hold that here. I wish they won this match, because I'll tell you, that Bella twin, these Bella twins are just, they take the air out of the room. Let's go off a little bit. Let's go off kayfabe a little bit. Brie, you got to make your shots look impactful. When you're doing the yes kicks and it looks like you're just kind of touching them, well, it doesn't look good, and it's really hard to get behind. Paige, I think she's a bit rusty, but she's getting better. I mean, she's a great wrestler. I just think she's a bit rusty, and maybe she needs a little bit of practice. I don't know why they gave them the belt so quick, but I know why. Nostalgia is the biggest business in the world, and they're a nostalgia act, right? So Paige and Brie Bella retain, even though Judgment Day had control in this whole match and looked amazing. But Brie, come on, man. Like, they're fine. You can hit her a little harder. Anyway, Brie Page wins. Judgment Day attacks. Bayley and Lara come out. Big brawl. Everybody wants to go for that title match. The tag team title, obviously. So you've got Brie and Valkyria, who pretend to be good guys but are also bad guys. Judgment Day came, everybody came out. Liv came out to even the score. So another brawl. LA Knight is just giving everybody crap, giving the Usos shit for working with Roman Reigns again. Yeah, that makes sense. Giving Seth shit because not really giving him shit, but letting him know that he's going to need some help tonight, and he and LA Knight ain't going to be the one to help him. And he actually likes the fact that he's going to get his ass kicked, and maybe he made his own bed, and now he has to lay in his own bed. Sorry, Seth. Now here was the big one. Oba Femi challenge. He's doing the walk, big pop. Before the lights come on, something that made me actually yell, "He's back! He's back!" Brock Lesnar comes back from retirement, takes out Oba Femi, gives him like 10 F5s, like just the most, so many. Spears him, leaves him laying. And then, Adam Pearce is like, "What? I filed retirement papers. What is going on?" to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman said, "Here, I just made your career. Here's a contract. He wants to fight Oba at Clash in Italy." So that's happening, I guess. I mean, you got to get Oba's signature, he says, but that's all you need is get Oba's signature. And Paul Heyman just looks at Adam Pearce like, "I just made your career, giving you the biggest rematch in history." I don't know about in history, but either way, Lesnar comes back. I didn't see it coming. Huge surprise. Great swerve, WWE. If it was planned, I don't know, but man, I was fooled. I didn't think Brock was that good of an actor. You know, Brock was crying at WrestleMania or whatever pay-per-view he lost at. I think it was WrestleMania. Yeah, WrestleMania. He was legit crying. Paul Heyman was crying. So, hey, maybe he's just saving his acting skills. Maybe Brock Lesnar is the next Tom Hanks. You know, maybe Brock's going to do Forrest Gump 2. Maybe Brock's going to do Philadelphia 2. I don't think the guy survives, though. I digress. We got the main event, Seth versus Austin Theory. And Angelo Dawkins comes out to help Seth out. I'll tell you, Austin Theory is starting to get better. He's got to change his character. He just, again, another guy that just takes the air out of the room and nobody cares. There's no cheering. Like, again, Logan Paul gets more cheers on the outside of the ring than Austin Theory does in the ring. And we just fired like 20 people. Austin Theory still has a job. I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler. I'm just saying he might need to go to the independents for a while and figure out his character, because right now his character is bratty little brother that his mother makes his big brother take with him. Braun comes out, ends up spearing Dawkins. Montel comes out. He's not happy about having to come out because he didn't want to get involved. The Vision stand tall, end up taking down Seth, throw him slamming him on the steps. It looked like they were going to try and kill him by slamming the steps on top of him while he's on the big steps, and he had the littler steps. He was going to slam it down. It was a beatdown. Seth Rollins got his ass kicked. And it was fun to watch. I don't know if Seth won the match. I'm not even sure if they had a pin. I think it was just disqualification. I don't even remember, but it was, again, a night of building stories, a night of brawls. We had some pretty good matches. I mean, again, the storylines and some of them are a little stale for me, but there were still quality matches. And the more matches, I call that a win. I love more matches. There should be 5 matches at least a night. I mean, this 2 matches in a 3-hour show. It's why I'm not really watching SmackDown right now. I'm going to start watching SmackDown when they go back to the 2-hour format. But I love Cody Rhodes. I mean, this week I watched a little bit of Raw, seeing Cody Rhodes on there doing his thing. Trick Williams doing his thing, just kicking ass. Anyway, so I mean, I love all those guys. The Miz and Trick Williams had a great match. Kip Wilson does word poetry. It was really funny. And Lil Yachty does some slam poetry back, which was definitely, obviously, much better. So yeah, I mean, I didn't watch all of Raw. I watched up until that, or all of SmackDown. I watched. I know there's going to be a Carmelo Hayes Ricky Saints match I'm going to want to watch. They just have so many backstage segments like in a row. Yeah, another Brie and Paige match. That match sucked. Those two are so inconsistent right now. It was like a really ugly match. But anyway, that was SmackDown. I'm going to watch the rest of it and see what Cody does and stuff. But man, he got such a deep women's division. Just because Paige, I'm glad she's back. She needs a new partner because the Bella Twins, I hate to say it, they can't wrestle anymore. We need to get the Bella Twins out of there. They just suck the energy out of the crowd. There's not even cheering or anything. Even the yeses are low, and that's hard to do. People love doing the yes, yes, yes chant. I mean, Brie Bella's doing the yes kicks, and it's just like, nobody cares. Anyway, Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. This is where you come to hear how wrestling should be talked about. Handsome Nick Hanlon here. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go. Yeah!